back to part 4. Part 4! 4 parts this week. This is a big one. Either that or I haven't quite figured out how to refine it down into fewer words. So let's see if I can just at least sum this up. We've come to a really deep thing that I'm working with Scorpion on. And if you know, I have not actually even asked anything beyond that first, what is the essence of the healing I'm really longing for? Okay. And then Scorpion's first question, where am I feeling not good enough? Okay, that's just the first question in this part of this journey with Scorpion and Weasel and Condor. So this is the healing journey that I am on. First, this idea of what criteria am I using to judge my body by? Culture? Do I respect the people who tell me that that is how I should look? Hell no. And, I have enough voices in my head telling me that. If anybody out there is going to tell me that, fuck off, So now I have to reparent myself in the body that I am in. And, you'll learn to love the squishy. Learn to love the squishy. Yeah. So there's one aspect that I've been talking about. And then the other aspect is for people to approve and accept me, period. Is that as strong in other areas as it is in the body? And as I'm asking that, I'm thinking, I don't think so. And which is why I think Scorpion has chosen for this to be a body-centric contemplation. All right, so that's, I guess, where I'm at now. There's no conclusion here. As you know, this looks like it's going to be something that's going to go on and on and on for quite a while, being with Scorpion and then Weasel and then Condor. And it sounds like maybe I'll be bringing that back to the table next week. Whatever comes from further contemplation on this. And learning how, see that dragonfly is I'm not putting the dragonfly on my chart, but the dragonfly is an influence in this particular contemplation. And so she will be put into my journal, but not as a full-fledged journey, not as a full-fledged quest, just as bringing in that idea of not divorcing myself from my past, not trying to cut it away, but instead integrating it. So, okay. It just occurred to me in integration. All right. So you're integrating these parts from your past that this corrupted data. This has all been corrupted data. So how do I integrate that? Now, what did I learn from this corrupted data? Okay. So that's, I guess, the next place I go. Here, I've already spoken about it. Here I am in, my life's work is Gene Key 34. Gene Key 34 is a very physical, powerful, ancient part of our DNA. It's that influence. It's the influence of power that took the stooped over ape and brought that energy into the spine to make us erect. That's how powerful this gene key is. It's what made us erect, this force of 34, and that's the shadow force of 34 made us erect. And when we became erect, of course, our brain was able to develop. So I have this amazing force of life force in my body, which then in the gift state is strength. And then in the acidic state becomes majesty, just majesty of being. So that would make lots of sense that I would be given the shadow medicine as a child that had to do with the body. That my biggest shadow work in all the shadow work I've done has been around my body, my disordered eating, my dislike of my figure, my distance from my body, trying to be out of my body because I hated it so much. It only makes sense that those are the challenges that would come up for me in my life if I'm born as a 34, right? So, just understanding that is helpful in and of itself. That I chose it. By being a 34, I chose to be here. I chose to be in these issues. So that's an integration. That is the path I chose. I chose that teacher to show me that to bring up all of these corrupted ways, because corruption is also one of my gene keys, all of these corrupted ways of being with the body. I was forced to face them over and over, and until I actually took responsibility for being in my body just the way it is, I can't move past that shadow. You know, as a line 6 in life's work, the way I learn things best is by trickling. And the way I teach things best is by trickling. And trickling would be, just a little bit at a time, which in a way is kind of nice for the scorpion, microdoses of the toxin. So I have, through my whole journey with Haley Curtis, my guide, a year and a half moving through the Golden Path, I have very gently trickled through all of the so many issues with my disordered eating, so many issues with my self-esteem, so many issues with learning to be in my body instead of jumping out of my body, which is something I also have as a defense mechanism in my IQ of 50, the corruption IQ. I have a line 6 there, and the defense mechanism I learned as a teenager was when things got too overwhelming, I just escaped my body. And it became, and in truth, I have huge gaps in my memory because I used this my whole life, escaping my body, until I recognized that being in my body is the way to spiritual awareness. And I've just learned that in the last 5 years. So anyway, I'm sitting here petting my dog. He's sitting here going, you've been talking a long time. So integration through having, oh my God, disordered eating. Okay, what I learned through that is to feel your feelings. And that ties in with my Gene Key 22, is to be accountable for my emotions, because emotional eating was a big thing for me. So that's integrating, right? I've already been integrating that. And I will find as I'm going through this, a lot of this work I'm already doing or have done. And so it's just a matter of naming it and bringing it home. Okay? So here I have this beautiful understanding that I am such a physical key that, yes, of course I'm going to come up with physical shadows. So I think that is enough for this particular set of videos.